Yo, new day, new do. So I have pulled up the volume because I cranked up the volume because the one singular person asked me to, and I am such a humble, nice guy that of course I'm gonna oblige. So I hope this doesn't mess with anything. I don't really know. I'm here and I'm home from work already. Wow, I'm getting paid for work for like 2 minutes more. Because my plan is to say, oh well, I forgot if I get called out. It's because I left early, right? So I am officially scamming my boss for 1 hour of work, full well knowing that I am in the wrong. And if I don't know why I'm saying this, I'm just admitting to crimes at this point on a daily basis. But yeah, work today, very fucking uneventful. I got to have like half a shift with the guy that I do not fucking see whatsoever. He's the coolest fella there, but I never get to see him because we have the same position pretty much, and you know, there's only one of us needed in one day. So I mean, but. I mean, he was there today, and then I decided to leave early because there was pretty much nothing to fucking do. I don't know. I wanted to go buy the fucking drill I was talking about because I desperately need my drill. Ah, fucking shit. I still have my just like some One Piece bounty posters just sitting in our mail. It's been there for like 5 days or something. And I just haven't picked them up. I thought about doing it, but I didn't. Oh, there you go. 5 a.m. 5 a.m? 5 p.m. I am now clocked out of work. Yeah, it's a bit of a cheese system because we have just like a website where we can just go in and... You know, beforehand it was just like physical. It was even more scuffed. Holy shit! Now that I think about it, before we were just like, we just came in, we clocked in by signing on a piece of paper, a literal just piece of paper, where we wrote our names, our, you know, when we arrived, when we left, how much, you know, how long our break was. It's still fucking retarded that we don't get paid during our break. That's why every single one of us is very much overstay. We're scamming our boss is the essence of this. I don't know where I'm going with this. There's no conclusion. There's no lead here for me to yap about. So I will yap about something entirely different that I'm very excited about, and that is Sega's new announcement. Sega, the game makers. They just announced a new Yakuza game, or a Yakuza like DLC or something. I don't know if. I actually don't know if it's a game or DLC. I think it's a DLC. But it's essentially Pirates of the Caribbean Yakuza style, which sounds really fucking goofy, and it is. And just from the trailer alone, it is as goofy as you would have supposed. It's basically, you know, the trailer is that Majima, aka Goro Majima, aka the boss of Goro Constructions, the GOAT himself. He has lost his memories and is trying to figure out why. And I don't actually know where that went, but it just leads into another cutscene where it just shows him stranded on a beach, not remembering anything. And it's apparently like a mass, like, you know, there's a bunch of Yakuza lost at sea, and they're out in some deserted island off the coast of Hawaii. because, you know, Japan is pretty close to fucking Hawaii, so they're just, like, chilling there. But of course, our boy Majima has to stir shit up because he was found by a little boy who is pretty goated. He gave him water, and that is the main... It feels like a One Piece plot line. Right? Wait, now that I'm saying that, this is actually the plot of Wano. Pretty much. Okay, there's way more to it, but this is like... The first couple chapters of Wano is just this. Sorry for spoiling anyone. You're gonna forget anyway. Can I still make it? I can still make it. Let's go. Go Thunder! But yeah, I just saw that Sega has a sale going on. So I don't know if it's to, like, you know, announce this, go with the announcement, if you can, like, actually pre-order the game, which I would very much like, even though it's probably gonna cost a fuck ton, because it's fucking Sega. It's not Nintendo, it's not that bad. But it's gonna be, man, I am so broke. I am not the richest fella in the seven seas. But when I initially watched the trailer, I thought it was gonna be like another game that I have played before. It's actually a pretty fun game, like a Western shooter, where you're basically like, the plot is that you're in a bar, telling a story, and then you have to make up the story as you go. And it's very unclear if, you know, you're the protagonist, but you're also following this protagonist's story, and you're playing as the events that happened. Like, he's some famous outlaw, right? But you have to convince the others at the bar that you are in fact this outlaw, and you convince them with your awesome gameplay. And it's really funny how, you know, sometimes during the story, like, you just go around shooting everybody, right? And sometimes there just pops enemies out of nowhere because the story felt like it. And it's very obvious that this is a lie. But then again, you get the choice at the end of the game to make everything canon or non-canon, and it's very unclear whether this happened or not, and I think it's been a while, but I'm pretty sure you just get to make the choice if this is all real or if it's fake, if you are the famous outlaw or if you're just like a faker, a poser. So that's pretty funny. I think it's because you get caught. Oh no, it's because the story ends and they are the guys you're telling the story to are not convinced, so they pull out their 6-shooter and point at you, and then you have to do a final, like a boss fight, where there are actual stakes apparently. I'm pretty sure if you lose that, you just lose. Like, there's no save file there. If you get that far into the game, it just, you know, it's basically determining the outcome. If you die right then and there, if you die to some random bar guys, you're just a poser, you're just a faker. But if you actually do this, aka if you have learned the mechanics of the game and whatnot well enough, you get to actually become, and in retrospect, become this famous outlaw. And it's really fucking cool. I really like the premise of this game, and I'm so sad it's not longer than it is. I even forgot its name, but I really fucking enjoy that game. And I don't know, I should probably replay it at some point. It's really fucking good, and it's just seamless fun. And it's a game that doesn't take itself seriously whatsoever, which is pretty funny. Which is also very, very Yakuza vibe. Not taking itself seriously at any point. And also, you know, you have so many opportunities with Majima, where this guy is a fucking wild card. Like, he could 100% in canon just to wake up on the outskirts of Hawaii and just have lost his memory and then is gonna take over this island and become like a pirate captain, like in fucking Sea of Thieves or Black Flag or something. It is totally believable because it is Goro Majima. Oh, finne. So I'm very much looking forward to that, whether it is an extension or its own game. The thing is, they have begun calling it, this game that's releasing is called Like a Dragon, and I'm pretty sure Like a Dragon, like the name alone is a standalone game, but then there is Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, which I'm pretty sure is a DLC, and then there's this new one, like fucking Coast Hawaii or something like that, Pirate Cats, I can't even remember the name. But this new game, I don't know if it's a standalone or a... That depends on if they just changed the formula. And like... Or if they're just making game-sized DLCs, like I don't know, I haven't confirmed the rumors yet, but I'm pretty sure The Witcher does the same thing, and of course, you know, fucking Elden Ring. I still haven't begun playing Elden Ring DLC, I don't even know where to begin. I think it's in Mog's castle, but I don't fucking know. It might be at Melania's crib. I really don't know where to actually begin, but of course I haven't really tried to begin, which is a shame. But I would like to begin. I just haven't gotten the fucking time, especially this week where I'm, you know, fucking working every single day, and the only free time I have I spent playing Hollow Knight, either Pantheon 5 or speedrunning because funny hyperfixation. Or just fucking around, I guess. I did go home early today for the sole purpose of just trying to, you know, try to get enough time to beat an actual speedrun, a Hollow Knight speedrun, because I've yet to do that. Still, surprisingly. But I still have to... I'm scared to follow the actual guide I have, because it's doing some weird pathing that I've never seen before. The thing is, there's a lot of weird pathings from player to player and from era to era, I guess. For example, the hardest skip there is going to be the the Crystal Dash skip, the tier skip, the spike skip. You know the skip. I know the skip. Where you have to be basically pixel perfect. Like over some acid, but under some spikes. But you technically can do it with Isma's, or not Isma's tier. Isma's tier, of course, is the intended way to do it. But you can also do it with just Crystal Dash. But it's really fucking hard. And I don't know if I can do that, so I have to find a way to get Isma's tier. I don't even know where to get Isma's tier. Or if I should just, like, go get Crystal Dash, because it's so much faster still. Like, it's basically Dash, but faster for, like, just moving around. It's goated. But also, like, I don't actually know the pathing well enough to know whether, you know, how much time loss is there. When, uh-oh, this is bad. You know, to figure out how much time loss there actually is in that path, in the taking Isma's tier instead of the Crystal Dash. But I guess that's good. That's got to be what I'm gonna find out when I lose this. That's the first order of business, is finding out what to do. The issue I'm still having is that I'm still doing too much, like, training on very irrelevant skips. instead of just, you know, actually getting a speedrun done. I'm currently trying to learn the, I don't even know what name it is, the Fireborn skip. You know, the YouTuber Fireborn? He made a skip down in, just before the Mantis village, actually, where you just skip so much. Like, it's a solid minute or so, like 2 minutes, maybe even, of just solid skipping, like the entire fucking thing, the entire, like, going down during the, like, those goofy routes, then just, like, one of those spore thingies, you get one of them to shoot at you, then they explode, of course, because that's what they do, and then there's a slight moment where you can actually pogo off of the explosion itself, and it has to be very fucking precise, and you have to jump at the exact right time, and it's very hard to actually train that, because it takes 2 health off of you, and I mean, it's not like a 2-minute difference is actually gonna make a difference in these, like, what, 2 weeks we're doing these speedruns in. Just like apartment hyperfixations, it's not gonna do a fucking difference. I feel like a broken record here. I've already told this several times. But yeah, we are ballin'. Yeah, another thing that has been going on. You are very interested in what has been going on in my life. We've apparently begun watching horror movies, like for movie nights, and we started last night with what's it called, the Blair Witch Project, which is a very fucking weird. I've never seen this style of, like, filming before, really. I've heard of it, but I haven't really seen it. It's just like a vlog, pretty much, and you get to, like, all natural environments, right? So the thing is, this is just some college students or something, like, going out trying to do a project on this myth that they've been hearing about in the area. Like, up on some mountains nearby, is the Blair Witch, right? And, of course, as the youngins, college students they are, they just go up there, because what is there to fear? Like, 3 days into the woods. Nothing could go wrong. So it's essentially just a bunch of random clips on, like, very old tapes. I think it's also just a very fucking old movie. But just, like, on fucking tapes. And they just record everything and anything that they deem entertaining, I guess, for just young fellas. It is kind of goofy at the end of the movie when they are literally hunted down and their lives are at stake. That they don't... I'm about to die to fucking Marmot, god damn. That they don't turn off the cameras. Like, but I mean, I kinda get it. If they're, like, insane enough to have, like, just basically forfeited their lives already, but it didn't really seem like they had. They were going insane, sure, but that's not the same thing. Thank you. But it's not something you actually think about during the movie. It's just, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of horror movies, and I think it's mainly because I'm just... As a kid, I was a little fucking bitch about horror movies, and I've just learned, like, the way to watch horror movies is just to make one giant fucking joke about it. And, like, it's basically all about mindset with horror movies, right? It's either you really live yourself, like, you are in the movie, right? I can heal here. That is not risky whatsoever. Like you are there right beside these guys, and you are being hunted for your life, and it's just like the adrenaline. I don't know. I'm not that much for like a fight or flight, fucking adrenaline hype. It's just not my fucking style whatsoever. And also I was way too easy to believe as a child. Like, yeah, these things are true. Also, the whole like Slender Man thing, that was a fucking nightmare for me, because I was so sure that Slender Man was real. Like, there's no way he wouldn't be. Like, where would the stories come from if he wasn't real? Whoa, I'm gonna die. I'm not gonna die. I fucking hate Galleon. You know what? I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna officially say it. I hate Galleon more than Gorb. I fucking despise Galleon. He hasn't been that bad from like in a while, but he just recently he's been a bitch, a fucking wuss, not a great friend. If I must go so far as to call him not a great friend. But basically, the Blair Witch Project, they're just 3 college students, I guess, going around doing a project. The movie starts with just them walking around the local village, just talking to people who, like, you know, what's your experience with the Blair Witch, the curse of the Blair Witch, where, like, and, you know, they meet some fucking woman who is, seems fairly well for having went through what she went through. And she said something that I actually like, the effect that you completely fucking forget what she said. And then it actually becomes irrelevant, because at some point I think their second night, their first night nothing really happened because they probably weren't far enough into the territory of the Blair Witch. But the second night they get surrounded by like rubbles of stone, like rocks formations, like a triangle of just rocks. And they say that, okay, this old lady said something about the rocks, and I remember she said something about the rocks, but I'm right there with them. I cannot remember what the fuck she said. Obama Feder. Same, brother. But I can't actually remember what she said, so I was a sheep to the movie. I could not recall. I fell right into the trap. I felt like a little rat that scurried over to a piece of cheese lying there. Like a bear walking straight into a bear trap. Wow, bear traps are really fucking stupid now that I think about it. I mean, they probably work. But wow, bears are stupid if they work. Like, no bait or anything. They're just supposed to, like, walk on it. I guess you're supposed to place something on it. I don't know enough about bear traps. I know bear traps from Hunt Showdown. I got a very funny kill on Hunt Showdown yesterday. Like fucking 5 days ago, where we were playing on the new map / the old map that came back, and we basically banished. I think it was. We banished the monster, like, immediately. So we were just, like, sitting ducks, just waiting to get fucking trampled by someone else. So I found, our saving grace, 2 bear traps. And I sat them on the inside of, like a big, like, sliding door, right? And it was really funny because at some point, I even forgot about the bear traps. and we had a shootout. My teammate died. His teammate was dead. And then I just heard one bear trap go off, like in the middle of like, again fucking adrenaline pumping. We were in the middle of this fight. I just hear this one bear trap popping off, and immediately after, the other bear trap went off too because I set them right by each other in the middle of the doorway. And it's really fucking funny to. Just to think about the process, like you are this guy, you're in a shootout, you go through a door that you have like had a shootout, like you are having a shootout at the exact same place for like 10 seconds, you decide to move in for the proper kill, then you hit a bear trap, you need to, for no particular reason, you need to get away from this fucking bear trap, and the second you do, you are cooked. You walked into another bear trap. I don't know. I'm just yapping at this point, but I think it's a really funny kill. I don't even remember where I stopped yapping. The Blair Witch Project. We never really get to see the Blair Witch, which is a bit disappointing, I guess. Fuck you, bitch. We never actually get to see her. We just get to, like, have a description of her. And she's, like, floating. And she has horse hair for some fucking reason. Like, her entire body is made up of horse hair. It was very, very specifically horse hair. Anyway, shit. I don't like the fact that I need to concentrate on Collector. I've said this before and I'll say it again. God damn it. Oh well. Gotta go play some more Hollow Knight. See you around. Goodbye.